Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, it's day 2 of the grandest party of them all. Season 38, I believe. Damn, that's crazy to hear. But today, in day 2, we're utilizing the Elder Star, Saint Jupiter, as our leader, as the rule set allows you to use so many different characters. Blackbeard Pirates, World Government, Mythical, Zoan types, give int and quick teammates massive defensive buffs. Powerhouse and shooters get CT reduction, and then HP, attack, recovery, speed to everyone, as well as the minus 40% GTD burst and the extra burst under your belt. So lots of very good characters. Obviously all 5 of the Elder Stars are boosted here. You have any Gear 5 Luffy, whether it's int, strength, quick, verse, the Sai, Luffy's or Asanji, all of them will be boosted because they are mythical Zoans. You have any Blackbeard Pirate really, but none of them are kind of relevant. But you also have characters like Verse Kaido, who is exceptional this season as well. So you have a lot at your disposal. Should be pretty easy to get the 15 wins, but also be very, very scared of characters like Mars and Quick Luffy. Like, they are just so demonic this season. And even like Int Luffy, the OG, like, he is back with a vengeance because that int team is so damn powerful. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you do, button the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. I will be getting in the car with my fiance and my son soon, so if you hear some car noise and stuff like that, I do apologize for the background noise. But with that said, let's dive in. Alright, so found some pretty tough fights. This last one is actually super weird. I really wanted to take on a Quick Luffy, but unfortunately, like, these teams are just very, very wonky. They're all maxed and stuff, but they're not exactly too scary per se. Where if we go in against, say, this particular build here, we actually have some formidable teams and we can do some fun stuff. This particular Mars, I'll shout out to Ultima, like, his teams are just way too demonic for me. Like, Mars is just a cheat code for taking down any powerhouse sort of comp. So we're going to try going up against this int Luffy first. So we'll rock the quick team last, and we'll have shooters in the middle and see how we go. So let's dive in. The idea of Jupiter is you really want to make sure that you have 5 driven or 5 powerhouse or 4 world government or navy characters on the team. So this opening team has 5 driven, 5 powerhouse, and has 4 of those navy / world government. Government given Ace, Urban, and Garp with Saint Jupiter in the lineup. We have bunch of powerhouse characters. There's 4 of them in the starting lineup, and then obviously Sanjuan Wolf and Garp as well. And then we have Driven, again, the first 3, and then the Sanjuan Wolf and Urban. The cheat codes is basically, if you can bring a Driven powerhouse character, you're already satisfying 4 of the 5 conditions. So you're just basically good to go, provided you have that. So Big Mom Katakuri are fantastic on this team with their half stats and their defensive capabilities. Obviously they buff Driven and powerhouse, so they're just really not buffing Ace. And as long as you're not going up against something like a Mars leader taking a Mars burst, which just absolutely devours powerhouse units, you should be more than okay. Mars is so scary to fight right now. Like, the powerhouse meta just gets absolutely rocked when you go up against him. So as you can see there, using the Dex team first, you apply a lot of status effects. That's the idea of this particular team, and that way you can build up your burst, so that way you can do some crazy nerfing, as well as some action binding, forced out, and all that kind of stuff as well. So that's pretty much the goal of this team. You have, like I said, 5 driven, 5 powerhouse, and you have the navy characters. We should honestly take this so well. Like, I can't really see that being too much of a problem. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Int Luffy hits so fucking hard right now. Like, he's such a demon, but like, we're just in a position where, like, one, we've already won this fight. We had type advantage, obviously, going up against Quick, so there really wasn't anything too scary with that particular build. And having just all that nerfing under Jupiter with one team is so damn nice. Now, with this particular season, you can either, like, choose to go with like an int team or a shooter team. Int, like, if you got int powerhouse or int shooters, they are going to do quite nicely. Same with quick powerhouse or quick shooters do quite nicely too. But for this particular build, I've decided to go with the shooter team in the middle. Now, the reason I've decided to do that is because, one, shooters move very, very fast. We easily have the 4 navy characters with Lulu, Mars, Suru, and Akainu. But the amount of, like, nerfing that shooters have work really, really well, and we can obviously do some fun stuff with some abilities with stuff like defensive drops and confusion and stuff like that too. So we should be pretty a-okay here. So once we sort of get up and about, we might quickly bink out this burst ability, and then we can see how we go. Nice cheeky little 30% HP cut there. Okay, probably should have done, I definitely should have done that first, because the dot and then the confusion would also charged Saint Jupiter's burst. It would help us out a little bit. Sweet. Nice action binding, some nice forced out. Action bind there from Usopp Lilith. Again, triggers that burst charge. And now we're going to have to deal with another burst, and this team now becomes a sacrificial lamb team. So everyone's dead. Thank you so much for that. That was really kind of you. Really kind of you there, Luffy. But the idea, like I said here, was to basically have that happen. Just take a bunch of bursts, try and build up our burst when we could. I could easily just sort of held on to that burst just to make the last fight a little bit easier. But I feel like actually now that I'm thinking about it, using the Saint GP to burst early might be a wave, because that Dex team and then the shooter team can actually charge it quite nicely, where this last team can't. Like it can actually, like it's just not charging it super well. We have some half stats, we have action binds, we have confusion with a snake and Pika, but other than that, like we don't have anything too crazy going for us with applying status effects. Plus Int's pretty rough, so I'm glad we have our big old quick driven powerhousey build at the end here. The upside to this team as well is we have the 5 driven characters, we have the 5 powerhouse characters. Unfortunately, we don't have the 4 Navy or World Government units. There was just no way to make that work. The front line is set in stone. The bench is interchangeable, but like we can only make 3 of those Navy characters work. So unfortunately, that means that we're just sort of stuck in a position where this is going to hurt. Oh, yes. Very nice. Very good. Fortunately, Yamato is going to go. Who's she going to kill? Luffy. Well, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen at all. We'll have Blackbeard go, roll back some specials. Can S-Hawk, can we remove that S-Hawk? Oh, well, actually, it doesn't matter. We'll just do this. Okay, so rolling back. Just rolling. Oh, damage over time. Of course, of course. Of course it does. Yep, that makes sense. Let's just go bink, bonk. Oh, that's just a cheeky little bench unit there, which means we're going to have to deal with it because Luffy and Brogy will come back. Let's try and get some good damage in on Dory. And look, I feel like we could probably say this one's a bit of a wrap. So let's do this, call it a day. Very, very nice stuff. And with that said, we will move on to the very next fight. Alright, so for the next fight, we have a Saint Ethan. So Ethan's actually pretty dope when you're using him. However, when you're going up against him, he's really not that scary. Mainly because like he has to get knockouts to build up that burst charge. So if you can just kind of stop that from happening, you're realistically going to be in a really good spot. And with the Dex team, you can kind of wall out a lot of teams. There's not a lot like that can take you to the wire. As this guy's got a quick base team in the front, a little bit scary, quick and in, obviously getting those super buffs, but us having that Dex team in the front there should, emphasis on should, be okay. Now, in saying that, like Ethan's burst is probably one of the best in the game. Excuse the car noises too, we have just got in the car. His burst is one of the best in the game, so we do have to be very, very mindful of that, but we are lowering a lot of cooldown reduction. We are, as you can see, doing a lot of nerfing, but they are still very, very quick. Like they're a very, very fast team. Mainly because of cross-skilled. Cross-skilled on the front there actually helps him out so much. Getting that rollback going, stopping literally everyone on my team, which is so annoying. So now Blackbeard's going to go, get some more rollback. And then we're going to have Smoothie get more rollback. So this is just becoming a bit of a rollback menacing team. But I'm looking at our defense at 31. And Luffy and Boa really need to be lowering defense to do like some significant damage. So I think we're going to be more than okay here. Oh, we just killed Luffy. All right, sick. I was like, Luffy's like probably the scariest there, but because we're lowering so much defense, putting them in the negatives, we're just killing with normal attacks, which is just so damn nice. Like so nice. So, like I said, if you go up against Ethan and you can just stop, oh, hang on, and you can, yeah, there you go. So if you can just stop death, then you're going to be more than fine. More than fine. The good GP leaders are the ones that can easily get their burst charged, and honestly with Peter, if you build around him, like he can get his burst pretty easily. However, I don't know, if you compare him to Mars and Luffy, the way they get their burst charge is just so ridiculously fast, it's so ridiculously easy, and the impact it has, even Kizaru for example, Kizaru is absolutely fantastic as well, the impact it has on your teams and your ability to take enemy teams down, it's so significant, and that's what makes them like the 2 best leaders in the game, in my opinion. Kizaru is definitely up there in the top 3 conversation as well. Luffy's or Sanji, they're also fantastic. If I had more time and we had more days of Grand Party, I would probably look at using Luffy's or Sanji. They were actually boosted, I think, last season as well, and they were also very good then. But like obviously with these new these new Elder Stars, these new Celestial Dragon characters, I do really enjoy using them. And Walkery and Mars haven't had any Grand Party time at all, and they're definitely going to be the focal point of this particular season. With the final fight though, we'll definitely be looking at using Quick Luffy. Like, it's just safer for us to do that. Oh, okay, so it's a bit of a shooter build. Okay, shooter fighter base build. No Pika though. Interesting. But yeah, just going on that last fight, like the last day I usually devote to the best leader of the season, and I do think that's going to be either Luffy or Mars this season. So that's kind of what we'll be going with for that. So we'll let them do some cooldowns, and then we'll think this. It's going to do some nice cheeky force downs, get some action bind on the rest of them. Oh, that's so good. That this whole team seems very susceptible to literally everything. So yeah, look at that. That S Snake special can just absolutely tear through lineups. Oh, that's so good. See you later, Strength Luffy. Goodbye. If you have 2 very, very good teams in the front, like that Dex team, honestly, it's not like the best team in the game, but like it's synergy with what Peter's doing. Like, we could just do this again, right? Like, why not? If you go up against a team where you can just like stop literally everything that they're doing, like I just don't see a world where, okay, so we didn't hit the right characters that time, but that's okay, because we just win, right? Do we just win? Mars is gonna go, but like everyone's dead and then forced out. Yeah, beautiful. So very powerful stuff. If you can do stuff like that with Peter, like he's a very, very formidable leader, and definitely within the top 5 conversation. Alright, we're going to wrap it up with the Verse Kaido leader. Like, Verse Kaido is just very, very good this season as well. I think we're probably going to do something like this, though. I don't love the setup that this guy's running, like, in terms of, like, what we're fighting and how we have to fight it. But at the same time, like, once we get to the final day, like, I want to kind of be prepared for everything, and seeing that the Kaido was at the front means that there's going to be a Dex team, which makes it very hard when you go like a Dex versus Dex matchup. So I just think that the shooter team, for me, is going to be the best sort of lineup for that. Usopp, Lilith, and S-Snake can still charge the Peter burst, but I do think that this is the team that is going to struggle the most underneath Peter. And the only reason I really chose it was because the only other options you really have is Int, Strength, and then Shooter. Shooter, we can get the Navy characters. Strength, we can get the Navy characters. We can probably get the Powerhouse units on there, possibly. And then Int, we could probably do Powerhouse as well, but like Int crossover with that Driven Powerhouse team is a little bit much. So let me know what you guys are running underneath Peter, if you guys are using him. I know there's a lot of Peter stands out there. Myself, like, I don't dislike what Peter's doing, but at the same time, like, I'm not in love with what he's doing as well. So I just think that he's fine. I just think he's a fine leader. Okay, so there's a burst. That's very annoying. We're going to lose Suru to forced out? We are. Okay. I think I'm going to do the same thing now. Damn. I was really hoping that I could get that in just before that Usopp Lilith special. The reason I wanted to get that in just before the Usopp Lilith special was because I wanted to start charging our burst over again. Alright, Suru's back. I think she's still in HP cut range. I think she does HP cuts. Oh no, she's in her damage phase. Beautiful. Okay, well now Kaido's burst is ready to go again. Mars is going to charge Suru. Okay, that was S-Snake. Interesting. Okay, we'll take it. Okay, hitting Mars is good, but we really want... I want that to go. I want Lulu to go, and then if you kill Mars, it's not the end of the world. But it's very scary when Kaido has already used one of his bursts, which is pretty nuts, and then there's another burst just sort of sitting there. We could definitely burst and just guarantee the win here, though. However, I think the win is pretty much guaranteed regardless. So let's quickly do this. Okay, very good, very good, very nice. Second team I have is the quick team. So if we can just sort of like polish off a nice cheeky dub very, very early, I'll be okay with that. One of the upsides I'm finding to Peter as well is that when you are going up against these characters that need to take damage, for example, like into Luffy and versus Kaido, you're not charging their burst so quickly with the Peter burst because you're not actually doing damage, you're just forcing out. So that is a little bit of a positive that he does have under his belt and something that you can abuse. I do like to abuse certain damage dealing bursts to charge enemy bursts to bait them out for the second fight, but I don't think Peter is that kind of player. Like, he doesn't like to have a sacrificial lamb team from what I can see. Okay, so that was a lot of damage. I'm not a huge fan of that at all. We are going to use our burst here to sort of force out its when we can. So let's bink that actually, because that might give us back, depending on who gets forced out. Okay, that's very good. A lot of action binding going on. Very nice. Throw down some dot damage. As soon as they come back, we can then just do this again. So this is where shit gets real powerful with Peter. If you win that first fight, and then you move into the second fight with a burst, oh really, we hit the 2 characters that are immune to forced out. Interesting. That's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Okay, now we have to deal with this. Oh dear. Okay, forcing out the 2 characters that would have died is actually a positive. That was actually a positive. Alright, I would like Mars to lose that special, but I don't think that's going to happen. And Lulu's ready to go as well. I don't know if we just guarantee... Oh, okay. Probably should have just used my burst, but actually Lulu's immune to forced out, so... Very nice. That hurt, but that's okay. Having our 2 heavy hitters forced out is actually pretty damn nice. So let's quickly do this, because I think we can steal. I think we can steal this win just by using our burst abilities. Okay. Very nice. Kill everyone. Excellent. We're going to take a burst, which means we're going to lose Boa. But that's okay, because Boa would 100% would have died there. And then I think we can... If Walker gets his special off, we're absolutely fine, because Walker is just going to avoid everything. Very nice. That's game. That is game. So that's St. Jupiter in a nutshell. I do think that out of the elders, it does seem like Mars is the best of the batch. I always got that feeling when I read his Rumble kit. I wasn't too sold on his Grand Party until obviously we see it in action. He's a very good character, where St. Jupiter, he's not exactly as impactful as we initially first thought when we saw him. But hey, the nerf meta is in full effect, and when you see what these nerf characters are doing, it's pretty damn strong. Now, look, it's day 2, so it's not super essential, but using the auto build strat and changing your leaders is definitely something you want to start doing to help some players out. So when you've got your wins, head into your setups and make sure you're at least change your leaders to someone that is not, well, a unit that doesn't have a GP leader skill. So I always like to do something like S-Snake or some sort of PvP unit or PvP legend, so that way people understand what's going on. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, put a like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. With that said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. What?